your time waiting for that second chance, for a break that would make it okay. There's always some reason to feel not good enough, and it's hard at the end of the day. I need some distraction, oh, beautiful release. Memories seep from my veins. Let me be empty, oh, weightless, and maybe I'll find some peace tonight in the arms of the angel. Fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silent reverie. You're in the arms of the angel. May you find some comfort here. So tired of the straight line, and everywhere you turn, there's vultures and thieves at your back. The storm keeps on twisting. You keep on building the lies that you make up for all that you lack. It don't make no difference. Escape one last time. It's easier to believe in this sweet madness, all this glorious sadness that brings me to my knees. In the arms of the angel, fly away from here, from this dark, cold hotel room, and the endlessness that you fear. You are pulled from the wreckage of your silence.
Good evening to the family and friends of Diane, our beloved Diana Franco. Kami po ang mga Zonta members ng Zonta Manila, Zonta Club of Manila 1. I think nagdoble pa flowers natin. The other one came from Feli. So kami po ay nandito para magbigay ng parangal kay Diana since she has been a big part of our lives. She was a member for over 15 years. And well, we just would like to share with you our experiences with Diana when since she was a big part of our club. So our first speaker would be, of course, our current Vice President, Nene Pelim, who's very close to Diana. And of course, siya po ang nagdala nitong banda, nitong choir, and of course, Leo. So Nene is currently our Vice President.
Good evening, everybody. We are all here, gathered here today to pay our respect to Diana Franco. Diana was not just a colleague, but she was a dear friend with an extraordinary passion to help discover great talents. Today is our chance to say thank you for the way you brighten our life. Even though God has taken you to heaven, we will feel cheated in ways that you were taken from us so soon, and yet we must learn to be grateful that you come along at all. I am very proud to call you my dear friend, the unique, the passionate, and the irreplaceable Diana, whose beauty, both internal and external, will never be extinguished from our mind. And for you, Diana, our offering tonight will make you more happy in the other life. Thank you.
Thank you, Nene. So we just have 3 more speakers. Diane was recruited by Gina Heraldes, also our colleague, like me. We are from UP Law, so we are parang Willow Seas and at the same time, Zonshans. Unfortunately, Gina will also be coming in late. She's coming tonight, but she asked me to say what her eulogy for her. So Diana was larger than life, as we all know. Her life was multifaceted. She was a dedicated lawyer, a dynamic and proactive leader, a gifted writer, a patron of music, the arts, and Philippine culture, and a warm and generous soul, and a true and loving friend. Diana loved life, and she lived it with style. And she enjoyed it to the utmost. She faced her illness courageously and cheerfully, and we all truly miss her. Now, we were privileged to have interacted with Diana as a sister in Zonta Manila 1, and for Gina and myself, as well as in the UP Women Lawyers Circle, UP Willow Sea for short. In fact, it was Gina who recruited Diana into Zonta, along with myself. And our succeeding Zonta President, Corito Llamas, Gina's sister Giselle Concepcion, as well as Daisy Arce, Tess Herbosa, and Menshu Padilla. So kami po yung mga batchmates ni Diana, more or less. Well, we were recruited all by Gina. All of them formed close ties of friendship with Diana, as did all other Zonshans. Diana's late mother was a classmate and good friend of Gina's late aunt in the UP College of Medicines, and her cousins grew up knowing Diana. So Diana and Gina felt related in a special way. As Gina said, Diana zealously handled many annulment cases. In Zonta, she served in various officer capacities, including director, secretary, vice president, and was asked on several occasions to accept the presidency of the club. She declined, but nevertheless continued to be an active member. Diana's talents were also tapped by Zonta District 17 to propose amendments to the Zonta District bylaws. She was a gifted writer and contributed articles for our Zonta souvenir programs, and even succeeded in publishing articles in the newspapers about Zonta's projects, notably our Gawad Kalinga housing project. Diana interviewed fellow Zonshans and crafted interesting, insightful, and glowing stories about her interviewees. She participated in Zonta's advocacy programs, giving lectures on the laws on violence against women. She had a special affinity with the arts, being herself a pianist, but she took her love for the arts to another level by becoming a patron of budding musicians. And of course, Nene was able to bring them here to share with you their talents. The talents of Leo Logdat and his fellow classical sopranos and the tenors from Santa Isabel were recognized in great measure due to the tireless promotion efforts of Diana with her friends in Zonta, notably Nene, and UP Willow Sea. They now regularly regale Zonta and UP Willow Sea events with their fine operatic voices, thanks to Diana. Diana was an ardent supporter of the UP Willow Sea Legal Aid Program. As president, she successfully spearheaded fundraising activities which included the joint sponsorship of UP Wilosi and Zonta Manila 1 of a musical called Trial by Jury. In line with her appreciation for Philippine customs and culture, she organized a fashion show during the UP Wilosi anniversary, which featured Wilosi's modeling Filipiniana creations of local couturiers. Probably not all of us know that Diana generously took under her wing and provided for Junjun, a young boy that she met in the course of her involvement with the Tahanan Outreach Projects and Services, or TOPS for short. She took him along to excursions to Punta Fuego and other places to provide him with some enjoyment. Diana also was one of those always in the know. She relished spiritedly sharing juicy tidbits of information during chismis sessions with close friends. She always had a happy disposition and a keen sense of humor, teasing friends about past romances. Diana was generous to a fault. She eagerly lent her stylish Filipiniana collection of gowns and gifted friends with unique gifts. Last Christmas, Gina wanted to say that she gave her a stylish attire that Diana had bought from Korea. Despite her openness, Diana preferred to remain private about her illness. With close friends, she continued to exude cheerfulness, downplayed the seriousness of her ailments, and always remained optimistic about her prognosis. She was also very thankful to those who helped her. Diana, we all love you and are happy that we have been part of each other's lives. We wish you eternal rest that you richly deserve. So those are the words from Gina. So may we now ask for a few words from Corito Llamas, one of her longtime friends also. And Diana recruited Corito into the club.
To Sally and Ben Briones, Cynthia and Pat Fajardo, Joey and family, the direct family of Dayan, and colleagues, friends and colleagues of Dayan and the Sonta Club of Manila. Dayan's joy de vivre, her wicked sense of humor, are the things that I love about Dayan. She was a light bulb, and she had always comments for everybody. And she was, of course, one of my recruiter to Sonta Club of Manila, saying that we're looking for young ones. And then I said, I'm not a young one anymore. And then later I found out our founder was still alive, Justice Cecilia Munoz Palma. So I was considered young compared to her. And so Diane and I met at a party sponsored by the ADB, an ADB friend, Ernest and Fidelia Ho. But we connected right at once because Diane was so openly friendly, warm, and caring. And then she could talk about mutual friends. And soon we were inviting each other to our parties and then to our homes. And eventually, we traced that we were relatives. So no wonder we could connect, no? Kapangpangan din siya. And so Diane was very open and funny. And so she was a different kind of lawyer because of her speech and drama background. No? So, and she's the only lawyer I know who, after a case, she would have savings and then she would put it either in jewelry or in a dress. So she would buy a gown. That was her investment. And Diane dressed so well, you know. And one time, our friend, she's here right now, Attorney Len Tabuso, her long time friend, invited us because she bought a place in Rojas Triangle. So when we were there, of course, Diane was the most well-dressed again, well-dressed and well-coiffed. So the photographer, Alex Van Hagen, took her picture and mistook her for the owner of the place. Instead of Len, no? So she was like that. She was the star of the show. No? And Grace here was showing me a costume of Diane in Wonder Woman. So can you believe that? And then of course she was a charmer with the children. So again, Len's daughter would be asked by us, who do you think of Mommy's friends is the most beautiful? Siyempre si Diane. Kasi ninang siya ni Diane, ninang si Diane, and she always had the best gifts for her. So that was Diane. She was the star of the show, and she was a good entertainer. And on my 50th birthday, I just thought of having a party. Walang entertainment. Oh, Diane came again, and of course, the party was a hit because of her. As usual, she brought the entertainers, the singers, and she even composed a poem for me. So that was Diane, and so when she was already sick, as usual, Diane was very vain. She didn't want anybody to see her in that condition. So she kept it a secret. And it is today that we are kind of shocked that she's gone. But I guess that's the way Diane wanted to go, as beautiful as we remember her. And for me, I shall miss the eloquent, the elegant, the witty, the funny Diane. But since we do not believe in we believe in an afterlife, I would just like to say to Diane, it's not goodbye, but till we meet again. Thank you.
So Grace was also recruited by Diane and to Zonta, but she left us. But yes, coming back.
Hi, I'm a prodigal member, but you know, it's still in my heart. I love Zonta and everything it represents and all the wonderful things that you do especially for those who are less fortunate, like the housing projects, all the wonderful projects, and of course the balls and all the lovely things. I was so happy when I came in to hear music. Thank you so much, because music meant so much to Diane. So hearing the music, I said, okay, it's as she would have wanted. As usual, Diane always had her way, you know that. Okay? She annulled 3 of my 4 marriages. Thank you. And I remember seeing her in the hospital, and I had to do my stand-up for her, right, to make her laugh. So I said, hi, I'm Grace Katigbak. I'm 66 years old. I've been married 4 times, 200 men from 27 different nationalities. I guess you could say I traveled testicularly, which made her laugh. So I also remember her in pain. And I also remember stroking her head while she moaned and groaned. And I was privy to her pain. So that was wonderful. And she was privy to mine. I remember when I was pregnant with her inaanak, and I had to be in bed for 5 months. And do you know that she was there every single day of the 5 months? Now, that's what I call a friend. So, She brought music back to my life. My mother was an opera singer who did Tosca, but I forgot opera until Diane came because her love was so passionate. So thank you for making this night of nights when we somehow say goodbye to her, but not quite, a night of music and love.
Grace. Thank you, Grace. So we expect you back as part of Diane's legacy to Zonta. So in behalf of Zonta, we'd like to thank you for Diane. Remember, we will truly miss her, but I think she will always be a part of Zonta Manila One.
Would you know my name if I saw you in heaven? Would it be the same if I saw you in heaven? I must be strong and carry on, 'cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. Would you hold my hand if I saw you in heaven? Would you help me stand if I saw you in heaven? I'll find my way through night and day, 'cause I know I just can't stay here in heaven. Time can bring you down, time can bend your knees. Time can break your heart, have you begging please, begging beyond the door. There's peace, I'm sure, and I know there'll be no more tears in heaven. Would you know my
May we now ask for UP Regent Georgina Encanto. Tita Georgina is an old friend from college days.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to convey my condolences to Pat and Cynthia Fajardo, to Ben and Sally Briones, to Joey and Chicky Franco, to the 20 nieces and nephews of Diane, and her adopted sister, Salome. Diane and I go a long way. I don't really know how and why we became close friends. It must have been in the early 60s when we were both still undergraduate students. Diane was a speech and drama major and became the classmate of my mom, Erlinda Alcantara Reyes, who decided to take up speech and drama subjects when she was ready to resume her career after having been a full-time homemaker for some 20 years. She called my mom Mrs. Reyes with great deference and affection. Diane was also my classmate in at least one English subject, English 10, if my senior memory serves me right. Our professor was Professor Belen Gonzalez. I remember seeing Diane on campus being active in extracurricular activities. She was someone who was always enthusiastic, friendly, and upbeat. And I recently chanced on a photo of her avidly campaigning for then Cheche Lim, now Lazaro, who was running for AS councillor. Our paths did not cross till about almost a decade later. By then, I had come back from graduate studies abroad, and Diane was already a lawyer. Again, I have vague recollections about how it happened. I do remember that we were living on 20th Avenue in Cubao, and I would invite Diane to my birthday parties. When we moved to another house in Cinco Hermanos subdivision, Marikina, Diane became a frequent guest. She and my mom would have long chats in impeccable English, and their conversations were always animated, laced with humor, and interrupted by guffaws and merry laughter. Diane taught me how to drive, and since we were both single, she would think of things we could do together, like going to concerts, watching plays, and traveling with a group of other than yuppies to popular domestic tourist sites like Vigan, Tagaytay, Cebu. Diane went to so many other provinces with that group, and she would recall in great detail their experiences, lover stiffs between traveling companions, misadventures. It was Diane's inimitable flair for fun and desire to enhance the quality of our lives that led her to invite me to the first birthday party of Donna Dideles, the daughter of Seto and Josie Dideles, on June 25, 1977. Donna also became a lawyer and a member of the UP Wilosi. Mervyn Encanto was among the guests who were invited, and Diane, with her steely determination to succeed as matchmaker, unabashedly went to Mervyn and delivered a spiel on why he might want to meet and get to know me. She enumerated all my alleged accomplishments and even said that I had French blood. So she asked, "What more can you ask for?" That was Diane for you. So exage and dramatic. And she would not hesitate to fabricate a little, something she could easily do with her public speaking skills. So that night changed the course of my life forever. And while Diane had by then chalked up so many accomplishments as a lawyer, member, and later president of such prestigious professional and civic organizations like UP Wilosi and Zonta, she liked to repeat so often that she was, quote, the matchmaker of Mervyn and Georgina. She may as well have put it on her CV. Diane became the godmother of my second daughter, Katrina, who is, like her ninang, a very creative, art-loving, dramatic human being. Diane became a fixture in all our family events, birthdays, Christmas, baptisms, christenings. She loved Melissa, Katrina, Angela, and last year she was at the first birthday party of Melissa's second son. The theme was Lion King, so of course there was Diana in her South African costume, complete with a hat. She would join us on trips to Puerto Azul and Baguio, and later we had the chance to travel to South Korea and New Zealand to attend conferences of Law Asia. I remember how Diane and Marlene once bought pounds and pounds of lamb from New Zealand and brought them over to my kitchen one Saturday because they said they didn't know anything about cooking lamb. Diane was a fashionista. She loved matching blouses with pants or skirts she already had, finding the perfect bag or shoes, and parading around in front of the mirror to show off her Patis Tesoro gown or Wonder Woman costume, or to critique how her friends were dressing up and what they should do, what they should change so that they wouldn't look so dowdy or badly dressed. She was so concerned about them, she would even give away her clothes to young neophyte singers or fresh lawyer graduates. And now and then she would ask me, "Do you have a gown you can give to, this young singer?" Yes, she was a fashion policewoman. Even before Metro Magazine or other local women's magazines would devote a section to give examples of good and bad taste in clothes. I told her she had a serendipitous fashion sense and would do everything and would do everyone a service if she opened an agency or became a counselor for doling out fashion advice. But Diane was also very professional as a lawyer, and somehow she ended up specializing in annulments. So we coined a very appropriate slogan to market her special skills. What God hath joined together, let attorney Franco put asunder. Diane knew the family code so well and went to great lengths on behalf of her clients. She would see psychiatrists or look for documents just to strengthen her claims of psychological incapacity. Since we were both fond of music, we began to support young budding artists to help them hone their skills by arranging concerts in private homes or public fundraising concerts for them to raise funds to pursue further studies abroad. And among her many beneficiaries are those you are hearing these days: Chris Manican, Leo Logdat, Polly, Arlene Escultura, and many others. She even established Classica Filipina and would not pull any stops to make her fundraising projects a huge success. Diane doted on my daughters as she lovingly doted on her legions of nephews and nieces, for whom she was forever looking for suitable partners for life and shopping for branded clothes, accessories, toys, books, perfume, and delicacies. I could go on and on sharing reminiscences and loving memories about Diane, but I should stop and give others a chance to also deliver their own eulogies and tributes to Diane. All of us are probably still in shock over the seemingly sudden demise of Diane. One of her last major appearances was the concert she organized for Leo Logdat on March 8, 2017, and she passed away on March 8, 2018, Leo's birthday and International Women's Day. She did it on her own terms, feisty woman to the end. We cannot understand why Diane was taken from us when she could have had many more years of loving her family and friends and rendering public service. But maybe it was time for her to rest and be liberated from her suffering. I want to end by reiterating this comforting sentence from an essay, Praying for the Dead, by Father John O'Connor, OP, superior of the Dominican House in Edinburgh, who lectures in philosophy at Edinburgh University. We believe that all the ties of friendship and affection which knit us as one throughout our lives do not unravel with death. How comforting to know, Diana, that death is just, as an anonymous poet put it, quote, a negligible accident, unquote. Nothing will change, except, of course, your physical absence. We know you will still be around, hovering and inspiring us to just keep on going and doing our best. I racked my brains thinking of a poem I could read for Diana, because I know she would not like to hear anything somber or dripping with grief. So I chose this poem from Two Gentlemen of Verona, which she adapted and recited on my 50th birthday, and which today I adapt to suit this occasion. Who is Diana? What is she that all our friends commend her? Happy, fair, and wise is she. The heavens such grace did lend her that she might admired be. Is she kind as she is fair? For beauty lives with kindness. Love doth to her eyes repair, to help him of his blindness. And being helped, inhabits there. Then to Diana let us sing, that Diana is excelling. She excels each mortal thing upon the dull earth dwelling. To her let us garlands bring. And so you have all these beautiful flowers from her classmates, from her friends, and other people who love her. Goodbye, dear Diana. My family and I will sorely miss you. May you now be at peace in eternal repose in the company of saints and the heavenly choir of angels.
We'd like to call on Attorney Carmina Alejandro Abbas, a Willow Sea officer.
Good evening, family of our beloved Diana. Okay, good evening, everyone. To the family of Diana, sisters in the Willow Sea, members of the UP Class 71 who are all gone, except the three of us, and friends. Because Boy Lasatin, who's supposed to speak on behalf of Class 71, is gone, I will have to take his slot, and that means I will have 6 minutes instead of 3 minutes. Well, what can a friend say at a time like this? So many things popped to mind that I had to write down the few things I want to say about Diana. We are in shock, in disbelief, and in grief that being asked to speak about her is almost a relief to these feelings. Len and I should not be shocked because we saw her several times as she allowed us to visit her. But still we are. And we are also very sad to realize it won't be the same for us ever again. Diana was a very private person, as I think it was said about her. She was also quite vain. This is not said in a negative way, but everybody who knows her, I think, would agree. That's probably the reason why she didn't want people to see her in a sick bed. It was thus a pleasant surprise to see her up and about last December 2017 at the Willow Sea Christmas party. She really looked good at the time, having lost weight, which unexpectedly made her look younger. She was at her vibrant old self, and one couldn't guess she was still recuperating. She was jolly, happy to be the life of the party, And certainly, she was the center of attention, with everybody asking how she was doing and saying how good she looked. I can see she liked herself then, how she looked. And if somebody told me then that we would be here tonight at this chapel for this occasion, I would not have believed. I'm sure Diana wants all of us to remember her as a vivacious person, but it is also important to her too to be remembered as a woman of substance, because really that is what she is. Many words have been said and used to describe her: passionate, multifaceted, an accomplished pianist, a good writer, an artist, and a patron of art. And I would like to add to that list, animated and indomitable. She epitomized the adjective character. She was predictable and unpredictable at the same time, if that is at all possible. We, her friends, can almost predict her reaction each and every time 100%. But then there are instances when her reaction is surprising and not in character, if I can put it that way. I dare to say we, Tilly Cordero, myself, and to a certain extent, Brenda Acevedo, who has migrated to Chicago, are her BFFs. I'm sorry to claim that. I know she has other BFFs, but please, we are the BFF. Agreed? So how long have we been friends? Our group actually got together when we were in law school. We were staying in Sampaguita Residence Hall, which facilitated our becoming close to one another. Her artistic side was already showing at the time, because whenever there is a class presentation, one time or the other, she would be the one in charge. Being such an indomitable personality, nobody can say no to her. It's either we agreed with her or we were scared to disagree with her, knowing the consequence of daring to disagree. She was such a character that she was able to get one of our male classmates, one who perceived himself to be macho, to wear on stage a white bedsheet, off-shouldered, playing a Roman noble. Another, JG Grapilon. Another boy classmate played the son, wearing a yellow cartolina around his face to play the part. I don't know if these boys still remember, or they have forced themselves to remember such embarrassing moments. She also had this light blue Chevy, which she used to drive us girls around, like the pink girls in Greece. But this film would come a few years later. Having graduated from law school, and we are now full-fledged lawyers, our friendship went into another phase. We were professionals, proud to be women lawyers from UP. At different times in our lives, we will have professional relationship with one another. So we are not just friends who are incidentally lawyers from the same school and batch. I know Diana took pride in herself being a lawyer, and at the same time being a writer and a thespian. She never forgot the arts. We used to kid her she is misplaced as a lawyer because she would have been a great impresario. Just look at the artists. Where's Leo and Arlene now? Just look at the artists and vocalists that she has nurtured and helped all these years. During performances, she would be the one voice who would be shouting, "Bravo!" I know we will be missing that. I was tempted to say that earlier when Leo and Arlene sang. She was also a very good friend. She would get involved in a friend's life, like she did in Georgina's life, and become like family. She's also godmother to my second son, and I guess to so many other kids of her friends. Her accomplishments are also numerous. Her membership in WILUSI, Zonta Manila International, and various other organizations is a testament to that, because she served in various capacities in each of these organizations. She was such a good fundraiser. She can cajole people to contribute and help, that I told her quite recently that she is my Willow president for life. My apologies to the past, present, and future WILUSI presidents. I could go on and on. But we have the rest of our lives to remember her by in a happy way. But for tonight, let us be thankful for her presence in our lives and that she is now in heaven, at rest and free of earthly pain. Thank you.
May we now call on Attorney Fina Tontuico, our past president of UP Wilosi. And then immediately after would be Justice Catherine Manahan of the Court of Tax Appeals.
Good evening. I'm not going to claim to be a BFF of Diane. That title belongs to either Georgina or Ninette. But instead, I'm going to, claim at least that I was a younger Wilosi sister, and I had a special admiration for Diana, a special relationship, so to speak. So I have this little tribute which I prepared for her. In Wilosi's Facebook page, Rose King, a Wilosi sister, wrote a short piece that so aptly described the Diana we all know. I thought that I should share this with you tonight, as it expresses so vividly how all of us remember Diana. And I quote, "Diana was a hard-working president who wanted others to work as hard as she did. She knew what she wanted and how she wanted it and when. I suppose passionate people are that way, and Diana loved Wilosi and music, and her Wilosi sisters passionately, adamantly, and persuasively enough to make peripheral members, finding ourselves following her willy-nilly. But maybe what made it really hard to refuse Diana was because she was, I thought, quite sweet, and the joy she found in her work was so straightforward. Even when she was already ill, which I believed she mostly kept to herself and her family, she wanted to make sure her Wilosi tasks were completed and completed well. Good night, dear Diana, and let flights of opera singers sing thee to thy rest." Unquote. That was from Rose King. Now this is from me. Dear, dear, dear Diana, I miss you. I miss all the lively board meetings we had with you. The musical events you so lovingly prepared, be they short intermission numbers or complete opera renditions. I miss all the stories you would tell us about the crème de la crème of Manila's high society, the love stories of celebrities as well as your own, which I was quite privileged to hear over a cup of coffee and pizza one rainy afternoon after our shopping spree at Mrs. Banks. Remember Mrs. Banks? And then too, I miss those days when I would hear myself say affectionately, "How do you solve a problem like Diana?" Those were the times when we would spend so many hours on the phone arguing about whether we should have a souvenir program for the Wilosi fashion show or just a simple one-page insert with the names of our Wilosi models. Or the time when I thought of deleting a certain portion of the write-up in our book, The Wilosi Story, and you so zealously insisted that it be retained. Amidst all that, I will forever treasure the time when you and I hied off to Batangas at 6 a.m. to make sure that a prenuptial agreement of the son of a business magnate is registered at the civil registry the day before the grand wedding. We capped the morning with a sumptuous lunch at Cliff House, and we ate ice cream on a cone. two lawyers playing hooky. Those snippets of long ago are now treasured moments in time, which is all that we can ever have, really. I am grateful that I had the chance to see you one last time, though it was quite difficult for me to bear. Seeing you in pain. I have to breathe. Even then, you still mustered the strength to say, Fina, kamusta ka na? Those words, Diana, which you uttered on what turned out to be your deathbed, can only reflect the goodness of your heart. Despite your pain, you still managed to ask about how I was, your Willacy sister. A heart for others is what you had, Diana. Truly a servant leader you were. And that, I think, is why you could love so fiercely and so passionately. That is why you could excel in everything you set out to do, especially in your art. Thank you, dear, dear, dear Diana, for the friendship we had. Willacy will never be the same without you. That said, however, I am sure that to most of us here, our lives were made better because you had lived. And so, I'd like to end my piece with a short poem. She's gone. You can shed tears that she's gone, or you can smile because she has lived. You can close your eyes and pray that she will come back, or you can open your eyes and see all that she has left. Your heart can be empty because you can't see her, or you can be full of the love that you shared. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live yesterday, or you can be happy for tomorrow because of yesterday. You can remember her and only that she's gone, or you can cherish her memory and let it live on. You can cry and close your mind, be empty and turn your back, or you can do what she would want. Smile, open your eyes, love, and go on. Thank you.
Fina, kung buhay si tita, pagagalitan ka. Okay. May we call on Justice Kathy Manahan, please?
Siguro ako yung pinakamaiksing naging friend ni Diana because at that time I was just a young Willacy member. But our friendship, I think, started at the golf fundraising event in Tagaytay Highlands that was organized by then Katrina Legarda as president of Willacy. When out of the blue, Diana approached me and said, "Oy, Cathy, kumanta ka sa ano? Kumanta ka sa concert." Sabi ko, "Ha? Anong concert? Kailan yan?" It was a fundraising concert, fundraising event, yung legal luminaries sa UP Willacy, sa Film Life, together with two other organizations, ASEAN Law, and then yung kay what else? ALA? Yeah, that's it, ALA. And so, at that time, she asked me, and it's like when she told me, parang yung concert would already be a week from that moment. And like what the other sharer said, you can never say no to Diane. And when she asked a favor, and as a good, abiding younger member of the Wilusi, I then said yes. Yung kajuwet ko nun was Attorney Mario Andres. May his soul rest in peace. He also passed away already. But from then, our friendship blossomed, and Diane never ceased to amaze me. Again, her impeccable fashion sense. I would always say, Diane, you're the best taste in dress. Her love for music and the artists that she would bring to all our Wilusi events to sing for us. It was really heartrending and a heavenly experience. And like what Fina said, Wilusi will never be the same without her. Her unconditional and generous patronage and support for young budding talents in the person of Leo, Arlene. And also during the time that I volunteered to head the legal aid program which was institutionalized by Deng, Diane and I were almost always interacting to handle women and children cases. In fact, I remember when we got an endorsement letter from Chief Justice Sereno responding to a handwritten letter of an inmate in the Correctional Institute of Women in Mandaluyong. Diane and I went to visit this inmate to talk to her and talk about her case. And so that was Diane. And she was also so freely generous with her time when she even also helped the kasambahay of one of her paying clients in her case against a neighbor, and she was handling it for free. That was how loving and caring and helpful Diana was. And of course, her excellent literary and writing skills. And like Fina, a fun-loving and perfect shopping galore companion. Her kindness and generosity did not only remain at the level of giving cash or gifts or donations, but given her high fashion taste, as was already mentioned earlier, she unselfishly lends or even gives away her signature tasteful dresses to anybody who needs a special wardrobe for special events like weddings, concerts, gala nights, etc. Her loving nature extended to providing a warm temporary home for a TOPS-oriented orphan child, si Junjun. Probably you would see in some of those pictures a little boy in yellow shirt who would always be seen beside Diana. Ito po ang inampun ni Diana from TOPS, and supported him in all his basic personal and educational needs. Treated him to recreational games, bringing him even in our Wilusi out-of-town planning trips in Baguio. And on those two IBP conventions that I attended, Diana was my roommate in Davao and Cebu. And in between, we would always talk on the phone and would have lunch outs. Sis and dear friend Diana, our loss is of course God's gain. You are finally home, although we will sorely miss you for a long, long time. God has chosen to end your physical pain and sufferings, because I was also able to visit Diana February 22. But at that time, just like what Fina said, she was very concerned, but it was lunch break, and she ordered her caregiver to, bilhan mo si Justice ng pagkain. Sabi ko, no, Diane, it's okay, I'll eat. No, she really did not stop until yung nagbabantay sa kanya, lumabas, binilan ako ng donut and all that. And I really thought she was on her way to recovery, because except for the weight loss, but she was so animated in her conversation, and she was, like I said, asking about how I am instead of me asking how she is, and she was so brave and I really thought, I said, Dayan, palakas ka kasi yung nabinbin nating lunch, kailangan ituloy natin because we were supposed to have lunch that February before the Valentine's Day, but then she texted me that, no, I can't. I have to, I'm in the hospital because I'm in some pain and I have to undergo some. So I thought it was just one of those routinary procedures, but turned out to be really something major because we never got to have lunch again. And I would always text, Diane, how are you? Is it all right? Is it okay to visit you? I said, wag mo na kasi, I feel that's okay. So I called Deng. I said, is it okay? Let's send some flowers and fruits. And she said, baka may cause of allergy yon. Padalan mo na lang ng balloons. So February 14 or 15, I sent get well balloons with all that. Then a week after, I again texted her. So because, Diane, how are you? When is the operation? And so halos this whole month of February, I was almost weekly texting her, and she texts back. So I said, oh, this is okay, it's a good sign. And so when I saw her, I really thought that everything's going to be okay. And then got a different plans. Anyway, sis, so long, and my friend, until we meet again. I love you so much, Diane, and we will really miss you, and we hope Leo and the rest, you will still grace our events, even if your patron is no longer around, but Diana's memories will always linger in our hearts. Thank you.
I think we'll have to call on our new Dean of the UP College of Law, Dean Fides Cordero Tan.
Salamat, Ada. Magandang gabi po sa ating lahat. Ako po ay kaibigan ni Diana. Itinuring din niyang kapatid, maliban sa dugo, tagahanga, at tagapagmana ng ilang mga damit at aksesorya na suot ko po ngayong gabi. Ang earring pong suot ko, balita ko sa kanya, binili niya sa Thailand, mga 20 taon na ang nakakaraan. Maaaring hinakoy pa niya sa baol at binigay niya sa isang occasion. I can't remember exactly what right now. Wala pong katotohanan ang balitang si Diana ay masungit. Kasi hindi po siya masungit. Siya po ay saksakan ng sungit. Kagagaling niya sa sakit. Nakarating siya sa aming ball. What did we call it now? The Sapphire Ball of the UP Wilusi. Very memorable occasion where she required everyone to come in purple, and she made sure that we landed several photo releases in some newspapers of some repute. Medyo mahina na po ang katawan niya noon, at habang nagbibigay siya ng instructions, tumugtog ang banda, kaya't hindi kami magkarinigan. And at the top of her voice, siya po ay nagmura, "Tumahimik kayo!" Wala po siguro siyang BFF na hindi pa nakalaban. Pustahan. Ba? Kasi mabait si Diana eh. Ba? Wala namang hindi na nasabi tungkol kay Diana. Bibigyan diin ko lamang ang dalawang katangian niya. Ang una, yung pagiging banidosa, Exhibit A, ang walang kamatayang retrato, the photo that has survived 20 years and will survive forever. Kahit na anong batikos namin sa kanya, "Tanaman, Diana, palitan mo na yung retratong yan." Sasabihin niya, "Bakit ba? My beauty is forever." Marami rin siyang maling pagkaakala sa kanyang sarili. Akala niya saksakan siya ng sexy. Akala niya saksakan siya ng galing sumayaw. Pero sabi naman ni Len, "Huwag kang maniwala dyan, hindi marunong magtango yan. Sa katotohanan, diskumpasado yan." Yan, sabi ni Len, BFF yan, BFF. Katulad niyan, yung retrato na yan, that was a Christmas celebration of Willowsea, and I think the theme was royalty. Meron siyang paniniwalang siya ay si Princess Diana. We rigged the contest for best costume. I simply requested the Board of Judges, "Panalunin na ninyo si Diana." Para nang sa gayon, masaya tayo ng buong gabi. But she was generous, and I think that we have all experienced that. Exhibit A Silay, ang aming Willowsea paralegal. Hindi na siguro masabi nila, no? The generosity must be so indescribable, no? And unforgettable. Bit-bit niya Silay. She is so, I am sure, so enriched and so much a better person because of the love and affection of Diana. Exhibit B, of course, is Justice Kathy Manahan. I remember, noon pong aming parangalan si Kathy ng kanyang pagkakaluklok bilang Justice ng Court of Tax Appeals, hindi papayag si Diana. She was already sick. She was sick. She was already out of commission. And at the time, we have not been seeing her around, which is so unlike Diana because she's one person who will be everywhere. She insisted to pick out the dress that Kathy will wear. Naturally, not from the mall or any kind of boutique, but from her own cabinet. And after that, I made sure I took photos of Kathy during the event, and I showed it to her, hoping to make her happy and proud, Kathy donning one of hers. And what would she say? She saw the picture of Wilma and said, "Ta naman din, si Wilma, yan na naman ang suot." Bakit ba palagi si Wilma palagi na lang naka-black blazer? Wala ba yung mansuot yan? Wala ba yung damit yan? But Diana was very generous with her time. She was very generous with her talent. She is one friend you'd like to be on your side because she will fight for you, something that's not very difficult for her to do. Oh, Tita Tessie is here. Tita Tessie, can you stand up and just say hi to everybody? Can we put our hands together to our Willowsea icon, Tita Tessie? Hindi na po natin papatagalin. Nasabi na natin ang lahat ng gusto nating sabihin. We love you, Diana. We love you very much. I'm very sorry you had to suffer for so long. You wanted so much to overcome, and we wanted you so much to be with us longer, but you would leave so soon. Our promise to you, ipagpapatuloy namin ang pagchichismisan, and then maybe the BFF will not be too cocky against you, and we will be more kind to you because in our hearts, we will never forget you. We love you so much.
On that note, we end this night of songs and speeches. Tita D, I hope you got what you wanted in life and love despite this abrupt ending. As the song goes, thank you very much for the memories. And as with every curtain call, we now say, bravo! Bravo! Bravo for a life well lived and well lived, Tita D. Bravo for the good fight. May you sleep in peace. Bravo, Tita D, and thank you very much, everybody. Have a good evening.
It must have been cold there in my shadow to never have sunlight on your face. You were content to let me shine, that's your way. You always walked a step behind. So I was the one with all the glory, while you were the one with all the strength. A beautiful face without a name for so long. A beautiful smile to hide the pain. Did you ever know that you're my hero? And everything I would like to be. I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings. It might have appeared to go unnoticed, but I've got it all here in my heart. I want you to know I know the truth. Of course I know it. I would be nothing without you. Did you ever know that you're my hero? You're everything I wish I could be. I could fly higher than an eagle. For you are the wind beneath my wings. Did I ever tell you you're my hero? You're everything, everything I wish I could be. Oh, and I can fly higher than an eagle. You are the wind beneath my wings.
First, I would like to thank all of her friends, the Sonta people, her best friends, her kababata. There's Mili Moya, the doctor, and Helen. All of those are classmates from elementary to high school who have been with her. And I got this really a sort of as if Diana is talking to us, to everybody. The title of this piece is "I'm Free." I am sure some of you have heard of this. It is actually anonymous, and so I would like to read it to you, as if Diana is the one talking. Don't grieve for me, for now I'm free. I'm following the path God laid for me. I took His hand when I heard Him call. I turned my back and left it all. If my parting has left a void, then fill it with remembered joys. A friendship shared, a laugh, a kiss. Ah, yes, these things I will miss. My life has been full. I savored much. Good friends and loved ones touch.
Perhaps my time seemed too brief. Don't lengthen it with undue grief. Lift up your hearts and share with me. God wanted me now. He set me free. Thank you very much.
Impromptu ho ito. I cannot let you go without saying thank you to everybody. So I just want to say a few words. It would be very hard for me to control my emotions. Losing my sister, she wants everybody that she will be remembered that way. Kaya ayaw niya magpadalaw. She was very sick. Anyway, palagi po niya sinasabi sa akin yung mga kaibigan niya, si Helen, si Miss Moya, especially Grace, and Helen Tabuso. That's all I hear from her. Your names, even though I don't see you because I live here sa America. But that is how my sister is. She treasures all of you. I hear Wilosi, Zonta, Zonta. That's all I hear. So on behalf of my sisters and my family abroad, salamat po sa inyong lahat.
Good morning. So I'm going to read something, a letter from my cousin who is in the US, the daughter of Tito Joy. Then I will talk about my tita afterwards. After my talk, anybody can come forward and say something about my aunt if they wish. You're welcome. So this is from Betty May Franco Davis, who's the daughter of Tito Joey. She sent this letter via email because she could not come. Okay, dearest Tita Ding, I miss not seeing you lately and will miss your smile and caring nature. I'll always remember you, how you always shared your appreciation for other people's culture and ideas with me. You gave us a glimpse into the appreciation you had for the beautiful things in life, whether it be lace on a dress or a beautiful semi-precious stone, all things unique to the Philippines and places beyond us. You shared your eye with us and all your passion for culture, nature, and people. You encourage us to see and have an appreciation beyond just the simple, but to truly appreciate the beauty you felt in the moment. Yes, the beauty in the moment. Thank you. Thank you for stopping to appreciate the moment. Thank you for giving us these tokens. We are lucky to have known you. The precious thoughts you share with us to make life a little more interesting and full of wonder. I am very lucky to have spent some time with you as you shared your interests with me. I am thankful for the joy you shared with us from your musical favorites and places to go. I will remember the way you shared everything from food to shopping experiences and always had an eye for culture, fashion, and outings and foods. Although I did not grow up with you, you were always present in some way or from whether you sent a unique gift, a package, or a present to us through your friends and relatives, and the limited time we spent with you during our visit to the Philippines in California. How you loved and showered us with the most unique. I will cherish these tokens and continue these traditions you instilled. Thank you for giving us, for present for us, and for sharing yourself with us. Rest in peace, Tita Ding. The treasure of heaven awaits you so you can appreciate the endless symphonies of the angels and sounds unknown to man's ear soothing you. Your eyes will delight in sights so magnificent and more beauty to behold. I can see you now appreciating the heavenly gold pavers dressed in lily whites, pink gold slippers, and the most unique natural stones and pearls adorning you. Heaven's light mist will leave you in dew on your skin, and while aglow, you'll have endless tea parties and share stories, and your heartfelt laughter will be heard saying Isn't it pretty? Thank you for showing us courage and kindness and your love. I will see you again walking through Father's greenest gardens where you will delight in the skies with only heart-shaped clouds with messages of love from everyone who loves you. We love you. You are only asleep until our Lord comes again with all the love in heaven waiting for you. Love, Betty May. So I would like to say a few words for my aunt. So my aunt and I had very good times when I was small. I remember going to her room in San Juan, and then the makeup siya and her curly hairs, and she had this microphone and yung cassette recorder, and she says regalo daw ng lolo, and she passed the bar and she had the camera. You know, as a boy, I wanted to go out, and I wanted to say that she was my fairy godmother because she took me everywhere she went, and that instilled me the sense of adventure and the strength to venture out to many places. I'm a happy person because of her, because every time you see her, she's very happy, and that instilled in me that personality. So my friends will tell me whenever I was with them, I'm always a happy person. So I think I got it from her. And the strength to venture out and to wander, to not leave myself in the confines of a small group. I think I got it from her. And so I would like to thank her for that, for everything that she gave me. She lavished me with time and affection, and I always felt special. I'm with her, and she even had me undergo tennis lessons na hindi naman siya magaling eh. Actually, she attempted to play tennis, and so it was kind of funny that she was trying to play tennis, and dinamay niya ako, and she had me took lessons with her. I will miss yung swimming niya, and when I was small, my cousin, she brings us to Green Hills to ride the octopus and all those things. And one time she went out of town, and she always took me with her. We went to an island. I vaguely remember it, but now it's flashing back. Then when I had a family, she was doting on my daughter and my children, and she even loved my wife very much. She appreciated her, and then a few years ago, 2 years ago, she called on me. Sabi niya, ramen tayo. So it's on me. And that's when I sensed that something was wrong. So we had ramen in my favorite ramen place. Tapos sabi niya, pinakita niya yung histopath niya. So I thought that I had the feeling na, sabi ko, this must be something very difficult. She acted strong, but I sensed that, she was already asking for help from me. So sabi ko, I assured her, we're always here for you. So kami na bahala. Don't worry. So we discussed all the things. So sabi ko, naghanap kami ng treatment for her. And last year I just want to say it was an honor for me to be with you during those times that you were sick, and try to, as much as possible, try to survive all the treatments. I try to be strong for you so that everybody will be strong. Being a doctor, it's difficult to be strong. You know what's happening, but
you need to be strong because sa'yo nakasalala yung family mo for strike. Okay? So it was difficult, but it was an honor. I would go through that with you all that anytime. So I had wanted to be with you during your last moments. I thought you were going last Friday, so hindi ako makalis. But you had other plans and you wanted to get a little better to say goodbye to Tito Joey and Pinky and the others. Then you suddenly passed away last Thursday, and I was feeling quite weak already, so I had to gather strength. Hindi na kita nadalaw no Wednesday. When sabi ko papahinga lang ako, then Thursday I'll be back. Then you decided to pass away without anybody with you. Siguro you wanted it that way to spare us from pain. Tita, I will miss you. Thank you for everything. I will always be with you. The same, you have been always with us. And I would like to thank the people who directly cared for you. Hindi namin magawa kasi to be with her all the time. Cheryl, she was... although she was the Cheryl and si Joanne nandito ba? Cheryl, I know sometimes she can be difficult, matigas ang ulo and nagagalit, but you stood by her all this time. Despite that, I was feeling guilty because I could not be with her. I wanted to be with her all the time, but I need to move on with my life as well. Tita Sally, kahit nagagalit sa'yo, you never let go. Despite everything, you're always there for her. Never letting go, it always be there. So, Tita, thank you. I have to see you again. Thank you for loving us and for being with us. Thank you, Tita. I love you.
My name is Rachel, or Pinky to my family, and I'm their eldest, her eldest niece. So, yeah, I went through that same procedure. You know, I used to tag along with her to everywhere. So thank you, Tita Ding, for being like our second mom to all your nieces and nephews and even your grandchildren and our extended family. And, you know, she not only instilled some fashion sense in us or made our lives, what you would say, she introduced us to music, dance, musicals. She would take us along with her to, you know, and to all these musicals and plays and or even the movies. But I remember, like, after I finished my board exams, she would encourage me to go back to dance, and she enrolled me in jazz classes where Tita Grace was taking her lessons. I just didn't realize that it was all the way in Makati, so I said it was too far for me, but I went anyway because she paid for it. She was like that. I used to tag along with her, so I'd be able to go to her friends' houses, Tita Georgina's houses, Tita Grace, parties. And Tita Grace just showed me the picture of that time that, you know, she made me dressed up in my ballet costume and drive all the way to her Tita Grace's house. And I was so embarrassed and I felt so awkward. But at least when I got there, I saw Tita Grace dressed in a pumpkin costume. So that made me feel better. Yeah, but the whole time we were, you know, dressed up in our costume. It wasn't bad for me, but she was wearing her Wonder Woman costume. And RJ was, I think, wearing his Rob Papashi costume. You remembered. So, and then, you know, I think I had more, I didn't have a lot of friends my age, or I didn't go out with my classmates a lot. But because I just realized because I was just tagging along with her a lot of times. So I just realized that now. But she was a good positive influence in terms of influencing us with character. So I think it helped me get out of my shell a little bit, and that influence is helping me now in my profession as a dentist. But yes, we love you so much, and we're going to miss you a lot. And even though I've migrated to the States, she made it a point to get in touch with me, and every time I'd come here, she would make it, even though she's busy, she would make it a point to see me, and even at the last minute, try to catch up with me, even though we're leaving already for the airport. And she would always try to make plans. Unfortunately, not all of them would push through. And even last December, she would, want to go here and there, and I was surprised because I know she was sick already. So, but still, she wanted, let's go there, and she would tell me, she would invite me, and yeah. And thank you, Tita Ding, for waiting for me to come home. The last 3 days, I arrived Sunday night. The Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I saw her slowly get better. Wednesday, she was talking with me, and she was sort of getting back to her old self. So, it gave me a sense of hope, but I know she was suffering. I know she was in a lot of pain, but I'm so thankful that she waited, and I was able to spend some time with her and hug her and kiss her for the last time and do something for her, at least whatever I can. So thank you so much for making our lives more vibrant, colorful. I don't look at the color blue, just color blue, but it's lapis lazuli, or green, it's emerald green, purple is amethyst. So that's how, colorful it is. Thank you so much, Tita Ding. I know you're out of pain, and pretty soon you'll be with our Lord Jesus Christ, and I know you'll be happier there, Lord. And greet Lolo and Lola for us. Thank you.
Siguro ako yung niece niya na I grew up with my father's side, no? Ako yung medyo physically malayo sa kanila, but my Tita Ding, she has always been very thoughtful. Kami nung sister ko, we grew up to bring us to, you have to be cultured, huh? Pinky, Nini, you have to be cultured. So she would bring us to the museum, although we were so young to appreciate all these things. Pero sabi naman, Tita naman, museum na naman. But of course, we go with her. And then she would bring us to ballet, to watch ballet. Siyempre, when we were young, parang we were not as appreciative maybe. But as we grow up, we started to appreciate all of this arts and culture. And I remember also, she would buy repertory tickets for all of us so that we will have a chance also to watch all of these musicals. So all of these things actually are the things that I also try to impart to my own children, to appreciate music, to appreciate arts. Although before, like Sina Mommy would force us to study piano, to study ballet, to study organ, I tried to do that to my own children as well, but without much success. Like us, Pinky and I took up ballet. Pinky took it much longer than me because I'm the little more on the heavier side, so maybe I'm not really cut out to be a ballerina. I tried to do that to my children. Some lasted a little bit longer. But all of this, we learned from my Tita Ding and to my mom who tried to instill all of that with us. Yesterday, as I was listening to all of these tributes to Tita Ding, they were describing her someone very feisty, someone, sabi nga, hindi lang siya masungit, sobrang sungit, And yet, I see that tinge of personalities in us, although it's a little bit of a mixture of my dad's maybe more subtle, more patient, and my mom and my tita's side of being very feisty and very vocal. Pag naririnig ko yesterday, I see that in us. I guess it brought, that's the good side of us, and that's also what made us successful in our own careers now, because of that feistiness, because of that assertiveness, but with the right balance, I guess, of my dad's patience and all of that. And yesterday when I was listening to it, I said, that's my daughter. I can see really my daughter, especially Thea. My daughter Thea, I can see that feistiness and that, all of these things. Hopefully, wag lang yung sobrang tapang. Si Tita Ding provided us with all of that colorful part of our lives, but also the most cringe-worthy moments of our lives when they tend to say things that kind of embarrasses us, but then it gets balanced off because of this colorful character of Tita Ding. And siguro ang most memorable sa aming mga pamangkin niya is obviously her thoughtfulness. She's the only one who remembers all of our birthdays. Kaya sabi ko, even if I'm maybe the pamangkin that's a little bit farther physically because I grew up in my father's side, but she would always text me, Nini, your gift, happy birthday, your gift is at White Plains, please pick it up. Or you have something here in San Juan, please pick it up. Even my husband, Joseph, Nini, I have a gift for Joseph, please pick it up. Lahat ng pamangkin niya, ganon, walang palya. She would do that, and I truly appreciate that kasi kahit medyo malayo, but she never made me feel that I'm different from all of her nephews and nieces who maybe grew up with her more closely, because like sina Pinky, sina Norman, but she never fails to make me feel any different, and even for my children, so with that, that's why siguro now in her times of need, all of us, nephews and nieces, we try to rally as much as we can, because we will truly miss her. We will miss all the opera singers. So every time we have a family get-together, although when we were younger, we would cringe a little bit. But now I think we appreciate all the music, so we will definitely miss the singers. So hopefully, sabi nga ni kahapon, Leo and whoever, sana kahit wala si Tita Ding, you would still come to all of our occasions and our affairs. So I guess there's nothing much to say, but when I look at her face, I can just see na pag Christmas, New Year, family birthdays, looking at my cell phone, wala nang text. I provide her with Nutren. So there was a time she would tell me, Nini, wala na akong Nutren. Or I make sure that I pass by San Juan in the morning just to pass off yung Nutren niya. So we really miss you, Tita Ding, and thank you so much for everything that you have taught us. Mawawala na yung flamboyant tita namin who always makes us cringe, but at the same time who makes us laugh and who makes us happy. Thank you so much, but we are very thankful that we are confident that you will be with our Lord in heaven. There's a lot of music there, so I'm sure you will enjoy yourself up in the heaven.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. When I see you again.
Damn, who knew? All the planes we flew, good things we've been through, that I'll be standing right here talking to you about another path. I know we love to hit the road and laugh, but something told me that it wouldn't last. Had to switch up, look at things different, see the bigger picture. Those were the days, hard work forever pays. Now I see you in a better place. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I would do, you were standing there by my side. And now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
It's been a long day without you, my friend. And I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way,
Yeah, we came a long way.
from where we began.
You know, we started.
Oh, I'll tell you all about it when I see you again.
Let me tell you.
When I see you again.
First you both go out your way and the vibe is feeling strong, and what's small turn to a friendship turn to a bond, and that bond will never be broken, the love will never get lost. And when brotherhood come first, then the line will never be crossed. Established it on our own when that line had to be drawn, and that line is what we reach, so remember me when I'm gone. How can we not talk about family when family's all that we got? Everything I went through, you were standing there by my side, and now you gon' be with me for the last ride.
Let the light guide your way. Yeah. Hold every memory as you go, and every road you take will always lead you home. Oh, it's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began. Oh, I'll tell